Girl, get in here, get in here, get in here. It's season 3 with Akilah and Zakkiya. Welcome back, y'all, to Get In Here. I'm your host, Zakkiya.
And I'm Akilah.
And this is our possibly final episode in season 3 that was all about dating. Last week, I told y'all about me sliding into this man's DMs on
You did.
TikTok, and it worked and did. And
You
I am
did.
not sorry I did at all because we had a wonderful first date, which I told you all about. And our second date was even more exciting because
Ooh, please
he took me
tell.
roller skating, which I thought was so
Cute.
much fun because we're only like 2 years apart. He's 2 years older than me, but like when we were on our first date, we started talking about roller skating and I was like, "Do you roller skate?" And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "I grew up in the roller skating rink." I was like, "Yeah, me too," because that's where we were every Saturday roller skating. So we went to the roller rink in the hood because they played a good music, and we had so much fun rolling around. I felt like a teenager, like
Oh,
when we got there because the music was thumping. Of course, it was like family night, so there were like kids and families and couples, and then you got your pro skaters, your dance skaters, and
of
everything.
course.
But he and I were just out there, like we were holding hands, we were laughing. Like he was like, "Let me see if I can still skate backwards." Like he wasn't afraid to look silly or goofy, which I really liked about him because he wasn't taking himself too seriously. I also think
Oh.
we make a beautiful couple. I just think we are both very striking individuals. And so, honey, you couldn't tell me we wasn't on that skating floor and everybody, it was like the spotlight was on us because that's how I felt riding through that roller skating rink. Like,
Oh,
bitch, we look good, right?
I love
So
that though. I love a good classic date. Because
it was so much fun.
that's how I started with the guy that I reconnected with. He asked me, do I bowl? And I was like, yeah, why? Not expecting like that would be the place that he wanted to take me. I was like, why? And he was like, oh, let's go bowling. And I was like,
Hmm.
amazing. And so I think it's because it's like those young high school type of dates, right? Like we going to the movies, we going bowling, we going to the roller rink. Those are still sweet and dear to us. As much as we want to be taken to the fancy high star restaurants, right?
And
I am
do.
not opposed to going out and just letting my hair down and like you said, just having fun and being silly and goofy. And look at us.
Well, you know what's funny about it? On my list, because I told you guys earlier in the season how I created a list of the qualities that I wanted in a man and I wanted to exhibit. And like
Uh-uh.
through this process, I have gone through and been a little bit more detailed in some of those areas or
We
have
had to.
added things that I realized were necessary to add to that list.
Right.
But one that was on my list was a love that feels like a teenager again. I wrote that because I just remember, you remember like when you were
Oh,
like 16 and in love and like nothing could bother you. The world was rosy. Like everything was
yes.
perfect. I wanted to remember what that was like. And that's what I love about this guy is that he reminds me of being young and in love. Not that I'm saying I'm in love with him, but like just young and carefree and doing things outside of the box and things that make me feel good, that make me feel alive. And so
Yeah.
I don't know. I got me a new little boyfriend, y'all.
We
That I
got us new
met by
boyfriends.
sliding into the DMs, ladies. And this
The
is okay.
confidence.
This I'm talking to the 40 plus crowd. Don't be afraid to get in these man's DMs because also I would say not only was this a success story for me I mean, we've been dating for or we've been talking for a month because I wouldn't say dating because we don't have a title or anything, but we've been talking for a month now and I have
Yeah.
zero complaints. And I've
Right.
heard other people successfully say that they've slid in people's DMs and have been married from that. So
Yeah.
maybe don't do the dating apps. Maybe just get on TikTok, y'all. I don't know.
Well, so you just mentioned like there's no title around it right now. And so like when you said that, I just thought about, the conversations that you and I have had. We've had zero expectations. Like that's how we kind of go into every new experience. Zero expectations. And so not putting a title on it allows you to continue with this carefree attitude of just getting to know someone without any type of like restrictions or limitations and everything like that. But like, so it's been a month. What if he asked you next week, be my girlfriend? Like, what are you saying to that?
Think I'm going to say that I want to keep it light and that like
Yeah.
I don't have any expectations. Like, not that I'm like seeing anyone else either, though. I
Right.
don't think that we need a title yet. I think as long as I continue to have fun with this man, I will continue to have fun with him. As long as he like brings light to my life, he makes me smile and he makes me feel good about myself, I will continue to see him. And that's just kind of like how I'm living. So I'm very much living, I'm optimistic, but I'm living in the day to day and not getting like caught up because I think in all of my previous relationships, that was my problem. I got caught up trying to foresee the future and planning for the future and not
Yes.
enjoying where we are right now.
The
Because
present.
just like, you know, my weekend lover who I'm no longer with, I enjoyed when we were together. And so I learned what I needed to learn and I have moved on. And so now this is very where I am. This is very much where I am with him. Like, I am enjoying the day to day spending time with him. I enjoy the way he makes me feel. And I was telling you this the other day, like, he has also been a real lesson in teaching me to sit in my femininity
Yes.
because we've been independent for so long and single for so long and so used to being like, if I want something, I'm gonna have to
Got
get
to
it
do it
myself.
myself.
And that's what we've used to. So this is like the
Right.
first man that has really made me like remind myself that like as the feminine, like it's okay to receive. It's okay to need help. It's okay to ask for help, but it's also okay to be like spoiled and doted
Yes.
on. And you want to give me something? Normally I'd be like, oh my God, this is too much. You shouldn't. Now I'm like, thank you. And it's like a lesson in teaching me
Bring it
how
on.
to receive because I'm just
Yes.
so used to doing things by myself. So it's something that I've had to get used to, like learning how to allow a man to be a man in my life
Right.
and not
Right.
being like, no, I got it. I've always done it. I know how to do it. I don't need you to do it for me. And he's like, but if he offers, I'm gonna be like, instead of saying no, I say yes now.
Absolutely. And this, so the guy that I'm talking to, he's very much an alpha man, right? Like, so he does all the things that a man's role, you know, a traditional man's role is supposed to do. But you are absolutely right. I love the way he talks to me. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I am the most beautifulest thing in the world, okay, as Keith
And that's
Murray
how you
said.
should feel.
And
Yeah, that's how
I'm
you
just
should feel.
right. And so that's a so when you talk about, you know, learning how to receive things such as a compliment, I am learning how to receive it. Um he brought he brought me 5 dozen roses the other night. And I was like,
What?
"What?" I'm like, "Okay,
5 dozen?
5. Not 1, not 2, not 3, 4, 5." I was like, "What
That's
are
60 roses
you
in
doing?"
your house right now.
Girl, they all over. They all over. But I was just taken aback by just the thoughtfulness. You know, he had asked me like previously, do you like, you know, flowers? And I was like, yeah, I love flowers. I did not expect that. I did
Five
not.
dozen roses that
But it
he
was,
showed up with, like
oh
in
my
his.
God.
How you even hold that many roses?
Girl, he had to go back to the car and get the second batch.
I love this for you. So now you got fresh. Are they all red? Or are they all different colors?
No. And the thing about it is because, you know, so I have someone in my spirit team because one of my intuitives told me someone in my spirit team loves yellow roses. Why were they yellow?
Wait,
These
because he tunes into the podcast and he know. Oh my God, he got you all yellow roses?
yeah, they're like yellow and pink, but most of them are yellow. Yes. And I
Oh
was
my,
like,
okay.
what are
He has
you
just
doing?
he is so endeared into my heart now. You cannot ever break up with this man. I mean, I know y'all don't have a title, but I'm
Wait,
just saying.
wait, don't do that to me yet. Don't do that. Don't do that to me.
No, I'm
But
sorry. No,
no.
because I literally just said we're like enjoying life. We're not taking things too seriously. So yes, no. But how thoughtful that
Right.
no man has ever spent or ever given me that many roses. Not that I'm saying that I need them. If
Mm-mm.
my friend is listening, you don't need to do that. I'm not telling you to do that. But I think that is so sweet that he
It
did that for
was.
you.
It was. It was. And so, I'm learning how to, like you said, be in the moment, be present. Y'all know my favorite thing is to say he's not my forever guy. I'm not even saying that, right? Like I am letting anything and everything happen as it should in the moment. And I'm not
And just
thinking
come
about
to
the
you naturally.
future.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking about practice. Y'all, I'll let that go. I feel like this whole season has taught us so much. And like,
Hmm.
we just, not only are the guys getting better, I think we're getting better too. We're getting
Absolutely.
better at receiving, at, being open and being approachable. There's so much good came out of this season, to be honest. I know we had some hiccups and we had to address some things mid-season, but for the most part, it has worked out exactly like it should.
The
And
way we would have hoped. Yeah.
I'm not saying that this is my forever guy at all. I'm just saying I am loving every minute of being doted on, being told, every moment, you are beautiful, you are
Hmm.
lovely, you look nice, you smell good. Let me
Yeah.
let me hold this for you. Let me do that. Don't He told me the other day, he said, when we go out, I don't want you to touch a door. Don't you touch a door. And I said,
Yes, that kind of
okay.
alpha male energy. That's what we want. That's what we want. And
Right.
it's so funny because you also realize, and I saw this TikTok today and I thought it was so sweet because this woman was saying how her husband was like, "Hey, let's go out." And so she was like, because he took her out of the house and she was like, "I have on pajama pants. What are you talking about?" He was like, "I know you've just been doing so much, taking care of your parents.
Mhm.
And it's the holiday season. I just want to have a date night with you." And she was like, "I am in pajama pants. Where are we going to go?" And he was like, "Well, I just stopped and I got us some hot chocolate and some snacks. We're going to go ride around and look at the Christmas lights." And I
Oh,
commented, I was like, if men only understood how small of an effort it really takes of the things that would move us to be
yeah,
like, oh my God, thank you. They're so small. They're so
yeah,
minuscule. Going so I can sit in pajamas on a date night and we can go watch Christmas lights and drink hot chocolate in the car. You're going to
right,
take me roller skating like we're 16 again, or we're going to go bowling and we're going to shut the bowling alley down. Like,
right.
those are the things, small, simple things that are intention,
Yeah,
attention, affection, and connection. Like those things, if you can show those women those things, she will be impressed and likely hooked on you. But I think men think that we need these over the top, like, we want you to buy us a handbag, we want you to take us on a luxury vacation. Now, yeah, we like those things.
okay, I was about to say, stop, Zakkiya. Stop. You're going too far now.
We
Look,
do
because they're
like those
listening.
things. Yes, we do like those things. We're not going to lie. However, we also like the small things that say that
Yeah,
you were paying attention, you actually listened,
yeah,
and your actions backed that up. Those can go a long way, I think, in a relationship with a woman because it means that you are listening to her.
right.
And based on, again, what happened with our TikTok comments, we knew that was the problem. The men weren't actually listening. And through some of my own trials over this dating series, I was running into men who didn't want to listen, who didn't want to
Right.
hear me or heard me and chose to ignore me or wanted to cross a boundary. So to have a man that is doing the opposite, one, it does require some getting used to.
Yeah.
Because again, I just was not used to even receiving something as simply as a compliment. And I realized in the beginning when someone would compliment me, my weekend lover actually told me, he was like, "You have a hard time taking compliments." And I was like, and I had never been told that and never really thought about that. But then I started to notice what I appreciate about him is he made me aware. And so the next
Mhm.
time someone complimented, rather than being like trying to downplay it or be like, "Oh no, this old thing, you know how we do," I was like, "Thank
This
you."
whole
And I
thing.
just said, "Thank you." And I was like, learning to receive. And that is like
Absolutely.
learning to sit in your feminine energy, which I think for a lot of women who have been single for a long time, who are on their own, who are independent, yes, we're empowered and we're grateful that we can take care of ourselves. But at the same time, it has forced us into our masculine energy. And so I think everybody's talking about masculine, feminine, masculine, feminine. You need a man that can put you in your feminine energy, especially
Mhm.
when you have been in your masculine for so long. So if you work for a living, if you work for yourself, or if you are independent and paying your bills, you are naturally in your masculine energy because those are just masculine qualities, right?
Right.
But the right man, you can still have all those things. You can still have your job. You can still be independent, still be able to pay all your bills. But the right man will be able to put you in your feminine energy so that you can rest and be soft and receive and be slow and like be all the things that I think being a
Yeah.
woman makes being a woman great. Like we could just dress up, put on some lipstick, look pretty, and
Yes.
just sashay our way through the restaurant and have all
Right.
these eyes on us as the prize. And when you
Yeah.
have the right man that makes you feel that way, I think it's easier to fall into your feminine energy. But
It
as long as you
is.
got a man who wants you to be the man, you gonna be in your masculine energy, y'all. So I'm just saying.
No,
Write
and
down the things that you want in a man, how you want him to show up, the way that you
right.
want him to make you feel. Because, as I said, I did this early before I started my 30-day challenge. I did it early. And then as I went through and cycled through these men, they started hitting and checking more and more and more of my boxes. And
Right.
I'm just so grateful for it. We didn't know that this season was going to be about dating. It has opened us up to a lot of new ideas, a lot of new conversations and things that we hadn't thought about, so much so that we're kind of considering moving into a spin-off series from this dating season to actually talk to men to try to
Mhm.
understand their perspective. So if you go back a few episodes, you saw that we talked where the men were upset, that we wanted autonomy, that we wanted alone time and we couldn't understand that. And through posting our short clips to TikTok, men started to respond and men that had perspectives that we wanted to hear. So technically, this should be our last episode of this series or this season, but I think we've got a twist coming because we've been listening to you,
Yeah.
listening to what you want and what you all like because y'all like these stories. But we think why not bring a male perspective in so you can hear from him what he thinks.
Right.
So I think it's a way just for us to open up our conversation. So I'm so excited that you all tuned in with us this season. It has been a lot of fun
It
going through these
absolutely
dates and
has.
telling you about them.
Yes.
And I'm sure there's going to be more to come because obviously we both right now are cheesing
Right.
like we sitting up in Chuck E. Cheese because right now we got a man sniffing us out and
Yes.
we are like,
Yeah.
bring it
Br
on.
bring it on. And I would say to kind of close us out, like the men that were talking to us earlier in the season and leaving the comments, those weren't the men that we should have been responding to. Like they didn't deserve a response. And so, you know, being able to now talk to a man, an alpha male, and him saying, right, like, no, I understand exactly what you mean. And, even other men that we're talking to bring on the podcast and give you guys a male perspective, like we're now talking to men that understand us, and hopefully those men can teach the other men, like it's okay to have a female's perspective, and it's okay to listen to them, and you don't have to comment and be aggressive if you don't agree with something that they say. But I know that my man is in agreement with what I say. I know that my man is supportive of the things that I got going on and that I
Mhm.
want to talk about. And I'm just as supportive to him as he is to me. So um, I feel like we really have had fun this season. I can't tell you the many conversations. So me and Zakkiya usually only talk on Fridays. Baby, we were talking about Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
I'd be like,
Because
update, got to update. I
things
got
were
a date.
happening. Things were
Yeah.
happening so fast. And so now that we're ending a season, with smiles on our face and just looking forward to what's coming next. It just makes me so happy because I feel like I'm opening up and ready to share with you guys because I want to share happiness. I want to share,
Yeah.
the love. And I use the word love very loosely because I think we should. I want to love on someone. I want somebody to love on. Doesn't mean I'm in love with you and you're not about
Yeah.
to move into my house. But,
Right.
like I can
Spreading
express
love,
and
spreading joy.
spread love
Yeah.
with, all those that come in my path that actually deserve it. And that's what I kind of feel like that I'm doing right now. Like I'm giving love to someone who is actually giving love to me.
Yeah.
And I like it.
Yeah.
It feels good.
And the same thing with by us doing this, we open ourselves up to better quality mates each
Oh,
time.
oh,
So it's the same
absolutely.
idea of with our audience, we want the same thing for you. So we showed you, we took you along the path of what happened, the good, the bad, the ugly. We shared all of that. And then we're ending this on a high note because I think that's the entire purpose. That's why we did this. That's why I started the 30-day
Yeah.
dating app, hoping that I would go on a date. I went on a lot of dates. And now I'm sitting over here like cheesing with you because I'm ready to wrap this episode up because I got somebody coming over after. So, season 3, it's been lovely, but peace, y'all.
Y'all, she gotta go.
We will be back to tell you more about our dating and about our
Yes.
spinoff series. Thank you so much for tuning in. We love you guys. This has been absolutely amazing.
Yes. Thank you guys. Girl, this was everything. Let's pick this back up next Friday.
Bye, girl.